Hey, it's Justin here from Climate and Perth Pro, and we just finished the build on this VW van. It's a pretty cool little build. I personally think it's probably one of your better setups. If this was a four-wheel drive and you could get a bit of a lift, I think it's probably your ultimate tourer. So it's a pretty cool little build, but we'll start at the front. So we just got the integration kit with the Triple R Elites on the front there. So that's just a nice little kit. Saves you having to actually get a bull bar to fit some lights, and then it looks pretty sleek there. You get quite a lot of output out of those laser lamp Triple R, so yeah, that's a pretty nice light. There's not too much else at the front here, so we'll head around to the side. So we've just got our flush mount 240 volt inlet there, because we've got a multi inside, so that's just connected up to that, so that way you can get some AC charging. So that looks pretty sleek there, blends into the upper part there. Then just on the roof, we've got the 390 watt Hyundai panel. So yeah, that's probably one of your better panels you can get. It's a 48 volt panel, so it puts out quite a lot of good power, and it picks up the voltages quite a lot higher, so it'll pick up the sun a lot earlier. Since it is a 48 volt, you only need 12 volt obviously coming out of it. So because it's got such a lower base to it, it can pick up the sun a lot quicker and put in a lot more. So they're very efficient. So anytime we can fit a 48 volt panel on, we always do. Obviously the downside to it is they're quite big, but that wasn't a problem on this van. This one's also got a roof conversion on it, so I'm not too sure the company that actually did it, but it's a pretty nice roof conversion. Gives you a lot of space inside, and then all it needs is just two levers on the inside that you just pull in, and then you just push it up, and then it just goes up, and it's pretty sturdy having the X brackets there. A lot of the time with these fiberglass roof conversions, you can't put much weight on them, but this one was able to handle the 390 very easily. So yeah, it's a pretty nice roof conversion, and just yeah, it really sets this thing apart. Just I'm going around to the back here. So yeah, we just got the National Lunar lights. We just got one on the back here. So he plans on putting a bit of a drawer system in the kitchen in the future. So it's just a nice little light there to have up whenever you're cooking. So yeah, it's pretty good. Obviously the stock standard's got the amber, and then if you want to change it to the white, you just hold it, and then change it to the white, and then you can just adjust your brightness. So yeah, it's a pretty good little light there, and it looks pretty sleek, blends in. So yeah, it's pretty nice. Then we'll just head around into the inside to see what we've done in there. Yeah, so on the inside, we just fabricated up this box. So our fabricator just designed this up to suit the space. And it's just got the 85 litre Bushman fridge in there. Got a little microwave as well, and it's in a pretty compact spot. So the reason it was put in that position, he just wants to be able to swivel the chair around, so he just wanted to set back a little bit so he can swivel around. But it's also a nice little spot there that you can just throw some chairs in, and you got a little bit of length there, and it doesn't take up the back storage area. So it's a pretty good nice condensed unit. So we got yeah, the 85 litre. Then we've got a little microwave in here, and then we just got a little recess nook there because we've got a few electrics around the outside we can show you in a bit, but that takes up a bit of the space, so that's why it's only just a little bit of a nook there. Down in here is our electrical compartment. So we've got the 200 amp hour Amtron battery. It's just inside the battery compartment, so obviously it's got to be vented to the outside with the new regulations, so it's just in that battery compartment. And then there's a hose that's just around the back that just vents to the outside, so just that way we can abide by the regulations. It's also got a 2000 watt multi-plus in it, Victron, so that handles all your AC power. So he's just got that one double GPO up here for one of his outlets, and then obviously that inlet there, so that just houses that. And then there's just a GPO behind here just for the microwave, but you can't really get to it, so this is the only one you've actually got usable. And then obviously that inlet there, so the multi-plus just handles all your 240 volt incoming and outgoing power. So it's a pretty good system, and just manages it all for you, so saving you having to swap over between an AC charger and your inverter. Just does it all for you, so it's a pretty nice unit. And then just up here on our little charger section, so we've just got twin USB at the top, just a USB-C and USB-A, and then we've just got the 6 socket down below that. So, and then yeah, just next to that you got your twin GPOs, and then we've got the Touch 50, sorry, just next to that there. So it's a pretty nice little condensed unit. easy accessible, and then just on top of that you just wanted a little tray so you could store stuff, I guess, like keys, phone, whatever. So it's a pretty nice little unit. Then just around to the back here, so we've just got our flush mount 10-way fuse box. So we're not using too many of those right now, but he plans on building off this platform a bit, so it's just future proof. So that way anytime you want to add extra now, there's a few extra spares in there that you can just tap off and then power whatever you like. And then we just got our 2 RCDs there. So you need 1 RCD for the incoming, so it just goes from the inlet to our RCD, comes out of the RCD, goes to our inverter, then it comes back from the inverter back to the RCD again, and then out of the RCD goes to all your outputs like GPOs and all that. So that's why you've got the 2 there, and it's just a nice, easy, accessible place to be able to get them there. So that's why I've gone ahead and put them there. Just up on top here, we've got another National Lunar light. So same as the other one, has the same functions, and then that just allows you to be able to just see whatever you're doing when you're inside here. Then also in here we've actually got the 300 amp hour Victron shunt, so it's one of those newer products. It's only just got released a few months ago. The big benefit to them is they've only got M8 bolts on them instead of the M10, so M10 is just a bit harder, just requires you a lot of the time to have to go to a bigger lug, where the M8's just a bit smaller and a bit nicer. So we always try to pair the 300 shunt. If you've got a 2000 watt inverter or below, we always opt for the 300, but if you're going for the 3000 or above, that's when we'll go to the 500. So it's definitely a good option. If you're after a 2000 watt or lower, we definitely recommend going to the 300. It just saves you having to go to those 10 mil lugs, because a lot of the time you go to like a MIDI or you can say a mega fuse, and they've got 8s on them or 6s on them, and then you got to step it all the way up to a 10 for the shunt. So it's just a bit nicer just be able to go 8 and 8 each side, and it just makes it a bit easier. So yeah, that's why we opt for that. Apart from that, the mounting wise is all the same. So if you ever did want to go for a 500 shunt for whatever reason in the future, and you only had a 300, it's not a big deal to be able to swap it out. You just got to has the exact same mounting bolts, exact same setup. All you have to do is just drill them out or re-terminate to go to the bigger lugs. So it's a good option to have. It's also got the MPPT in it, 100 by 30 in it, so that's all it needs for the 390 watt inverter. So that's why we just opted for that. It is pretty much maxed out with that one, but you can only go to that one panel on that anyway, because it is 48 volts. So we thought there's no point going to the 150 and spending that bit of extra, because you can't use it anyway. So that's why we always pair the 390 watt with the 130, and then that way, yeah, it just tees it up very nicely. It's also got the Orion in it as well, DC-DC. So we've just tuned that one down a little bit. It is a 50 amp, but the big benefit to it is you can obviously go upper and lower on it. So we just tuned it down to 30 odd amps, just because we're not 100% sure of the cabling and that going to the front for the alternator, and it is getting 20 from the solar constantly, 30 from the DC-DC. That's giving you 50, and with a 200 amp hour battery you're getting 50 coming in. It's only going to take 4 hours for it to go from dead flat to fully charged. That for me, I think, is a pretty good like time to go from dead to fully charged. So that's why if you can stick around that 4 hours, max 5 hours, I think that's definitely a good way. So that's why 50 amps of charge coming in is more than enough. So yeah, it's not too bad. And yeah, so that's pretty much it on the inside here. It's also got the AC charger for the multi as well, so that's just got a 80 amp charge on it, so whenever you're plugged into the actual shore power, you can just get 80 amps coming in. So that's just a good option as well, that if you ever do get a bit flat and you are in your caravan park, and get 80 amps pretty quickly coming into it. And then the big benefit to it is that yeah, if you are drawing quite a lot of power, and you can only pull actually 15 amps from your inlet, what it'll then do is then go, okay, if you're needing 20 amps for whatever reason, because you're pulling quite a lot, it'll pull 15 from your inlet, 5 from your battery is just getting you that actually 20. So a lot of the time, having this multi allows you to pull more power than what you could normally. So that's what the big benefit to it is. So yeah, it's definitely a good kit if you can justify getting it into your vehicle. But yeah, that's probably just about everything on this one. So if you're after a similar setup, or after getting something custom made like this, just head to our website perthpro.com.au or contact us at info@perthpro.com.au, and we'll catch you in the next one.